Get you the right morning every day. Every morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, Adelaide's Jodie and Hayesy on Nova.
Welcome to the podcast and welcome Jodie Oddie to year, what is it for, I was going to say semi-professional netball, but
Not even that.
upper amateur netball.
You mean Tuesday night social netball?
Yeah.
Is that what you mean?
That's upper level amateur.
You still have to try out though, mate.
Yeah,
okay?
that's amazing. Yeah, try it on the weekend.
Yeah, it's not bad. And who would have thought that all the great hidden sporting secrets of the world were contained in my sports bra?
Well, yeah. Everything you needed to know about world sport
Yep.
in Jodie's bra.
Everything you possibly wanted to know and learn about international sport in my cleavage. I want to ask this question of the room. Is anyone else obsessed with your smartwatch tracking your steps, your exercise and your calories?
Yeah. Yep.
And
Everyone's hands are up.
going one step further than that, closing your rings on a daily basis.
Oh, my gosh.
13 24 10, if this is you, we'd love to hear from you this morning. So, Hayesy, I had netball trials yesterday because this old duck is going back to play another summer season because I love it.
Because your Achilles are just hanging on by a thread. So why not?
I was so cocky yesterday because we played a heap. We played for a couple of hours and I was like, my legs feel really good. And I woke up this morning and I went, whoop, there it is.
Yeah, everyone feels good in the pre-season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Funny that, isn't it?
So my problem with netball is that you burn so many calories, but because netball is netball and is the most over-regulated sport on the planet, you're not allowed to wear your watch, right?
Why not?
You're just not allowed to. It's considered a hazard. You can't. Sometimes you can't even wear clips in your hair or headbands or all that sort of stuff. And I was down at Netball SA Stadium on the weekend, and I'm not kidding, there's 20 outside courts and there is a woman whose full-time occupation is to walk around those courts and go, step back, please.
Wow.
Step back from the court, please.
She's the Karen of netball.
Yeah, she's
Looking for watches.
She's the biggest Karen in
So
netball.
I get it in water polo, for example. You're not allowed to sharpen your toenails. But watches and netball? Surely that's
no,
above
you
board.
cannot. So the way you get around this is to take off the straps of your smartwatch and then you can slip it into your sports bra.
Yeah.
So after a couple of quarters, and I played 6 quarters yesterday, only one of which was tracked. And so I got a girlfriend of mine, Laura, to put my smartwatch in my bra so I could
God.
try and continue to track my
Yeah.
progress and my calories, etc. Because at one point I'm like, what am I even doing here? If I can't track those calories, why am I here? You know?
Exactly right. It's like it never existed.
Exactly. And so she was fishing around in my bra trying to put my smartwatch in there. And one of the selectors who was trying to get us on the court was like, what are you doing? Like, what are you? And all the other girls are looking at us like, what are you doing? She's just like playing around in your sports bra.
I like how the Karen of netball came up to you, looked you up and down and said, yeah, you're not going to find netball ability in there, sweetie.
Well, maybe she was fishing around looking for your AFL debut.
Actually, not going to find it there. Maybe she was fishing around for Trent McKenzie's new ankle. She's a port supporter. Is it in there?
Oh, my God.
Is Trent's ankle in there?
I wish Trent's ankle was in there.
You're only a what if away from a holiday with whatif.com.
You could go to the dentist or the kids' sports.
But what if it was a weekend on the coast instead?
Book hotels, holiday rentals, apartments and more.
What if it's Aussie for travel?
Jodes, let's talk horrible bosses. There's some horrible bosses being exposed at the minute.
So many stories going around at the moment. Jimmy Fallon is allegedly one of them. And so there's all these allegations that he bullied people on the set of his show, that he belittled people as well, that he snapped at everyone and sort of walked the corridors, just dispensing fear to everybody, which you can't see that. And I can't see that in Jimmy, but...
Well, yeah, he wasn't dispensing fear when the cameras are rolling.
No.
Yeah.
But you're right, though. I mean, I guess it's a performance, isn't it?
Yeah,
I mean, he's
we all
an
fell
actor.
in love with Ellen. Mm. And then the stories that emerged from Ellen behind the scenes are not so loving as it would seem.
Yeah, so there's her, and then there's the Alan Joyce situation as well.
Yeah.
So he's obviously just resigned. He pushed his retirement forward, and that was right after the commission into the fact that Qantas made $749 billion in profit and then were charging us poor little customers exorbitant airfares
Yeah.
post-pandemic. So, and then not delivering. Like
Yeah.
planes not arriving on time, bags not being delivered, all that sort of stuff.
Yes, and there's stories emerging of when he's pushed it forward and announced that he's leaving. Pilots on while they're flying saying, ladies and gentlemen, announcement, Alan Joyce has retired. Just going to leave it at that.
Yeah.
So clearly, so many people across Qantas completely disgruntled. And then they interviewed Alan Joyce and said, what do you think about all this? And he said this. He said, what does that even mean, Alan? You crazy little Irishman.
What did Alan just say then?
Just see if you can dissect that. Something about I'm going to sail off back to the land of green with a heap of money in my pocket.
Oh my gosh, I'd love to know his salary per year. It would have been ridiculous.
It was open, wasn't it? It was like millions and millions.
Yeah,
but-
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't sit well with me that a man like that can make millions of dollars in his salary while really just profiting off the pockets of the everyday people who are trying to get interstate to see loved ones or new grandchildren or for weddings or whatever it may
Or
be.
getting a barley.
Yeah, exactly.
$2 million per year he was on.
2 mil.
2
But
mil.
he was then obviously had all his bonuses and stuff.
Yeah, I thought it was a bit more than 2 mil.
What does he make a bonus for? Making as much money as he can off the little people?
Pretty much. And then they've got to all meet now to see whether he gets his $25 million now that he's leaving.
Oh, wow.
He gets 25 mil to leave. Wow. Goodness me, Alan.
Not a bad package for the little fella to sail off in the
What do you
sunset.
have to say about that, Alan?
Oh my gosh, happy with that, big fella? Yeah, we get it. Horrible bosses, 13, 24, 10. Have you got one? Have they just pushed you to the edge? And what did they do? Bear in mind as well, we've got a nice little pair of ASICS runners to give to the best call this morning worth $250.
Oh my goodness, that's not bad. Have you had a horrible boss?
Yeah, early on, so I've worked about 3 or 4 pubs in Sydney before I came to Adelaide.
Okay.
One particular boss who seemed quite lovely, but in the end it turned out he was trickle stealing money from employees. So if we were making $150 a day, he was basically taking out about $4 or $5 from each person's employee. So is that embezzlement?
Yeah.
That's embezzlement?
Run with that.
Yeah.
I know.
So he got in big trouble.
It's tricky to get your Invisalign teeth around, isn't it? Embezzlement.
I know. Absolutely it is. So I'm not sure if he went to jail, but he had to go to court.
Whoa.
Bad boss.
Oh, that's outrageous.
And I think in total I was owed about $96.
What?
And I never got that back.
You should chase that up. Most
Ridiculous
definitely.
stuff. Have you had one?
I had one when I worked. I don't want to say the name of the place, but it was sort of a PR/advertising place here in Adelaide. And I can only describe my boss there as Miranda Priestley from The Devil Wears Prada.
Oh.
Spitting image. And she just walk in and just that aura of fear.
You just didn't crack her.
No.
You just had to win her over.
No, I tried.
Like in the movie.
But I never quite did.
Oh, right.
Anyway, she was awful.
Yeah.
Hope
You
she's
didn't
doing well.
pass the test, did you?
No. Okay, why are you don't gaslight me and put it back on me that it's my fault she was horrible. Thank you very much.
All right, let's go to Alice. Good morning to you, Alice.
Hey, how you going?
Good. Horrible bosses, let's go.
Oh, yeah, so I was working on a private island, hospo, so it was already, living the dream.
Yeah.
But we had an engineering team member 10 times in 10 days broke into people's apartments, and the boss was like, well, everybody needs a second chance. Second chance?
Yeah, and it turned out that the employee was actually a cat. And you're like, no, 9 lives are gone on the 10th time.
Oh, but, her house had never been broken into, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's outrageous.
Gosh, that's way too forgiving.
I think everyone works
Yeah, oh, yeah.
with someone, don't you think, Alice, who you look at and go, how do you still have a job?
Yeah.
How are you still gainfully
100%.
employed?
Especially in hospo.
Did they get sacked in the end?
No.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, wow.
As far as I know, they're still on the island. I left.
Yeah.
Oh, no way.
Oh, there you go. That's a great way to kick it off.
It's even worse when those people sort of outlast you and you end up going and you're like, oh, okay, you're still here.
I'll show you. You're still there.
Do you know the key takeaway from that is that I can break into every one of your houses over the weekend and there's nothing you can do about it.
Well, we have the information we need now, though.
Yeah.
Can you please take 2 sausage dogs that I'm trying to get rid of? Take them with you.
Let's go to Aleph, your horrible boss. Who was it?
It was my boss when I was at a supermarket at 12 years old, and he told me to re-mop the floors because they were too wet when I mopped them.
Oh, my gosh.
Hang on, did you say 12 years old, Ayla?
Yeah, I was 12.
Yeah, okay. There should be some laws against that, and I think there are.
So Ayla, even at that age, could you identify that perhaps this bloke was...
Flexing?
Flexing.
Yeah, I quit, I think, a week later and started at a different place. I was like, I'm not here for this.
Yeah.
God. Ayla, if you started work at 12, you've been in the workforce for how many years now?
I'm 10.
10 years. She's 22. Oh, my gosh, she's notched up a decades-long service leave.
Well, there you go. Very good. You just sort of feel like that particular bloke was lacking in maybe some
Empathy.
size in a particular area and making up for it in different ways. But anyway, we move on. Yeah.
Let's go to Jen. Hey, Jen, your horrible boss.
Hi there. Yeah, I met my boss when I was working at a bar, and then he employed me for his workplace, and then he would tell everyone that he came across that he picked me up at a bar.
Oh, my gosh.
That's awful.
Yeah. What an absolute you-know-what.
Yeah, again, I think there's laws against that also.
Yeah.
Oh, what was your response, Jen?
I would just stand there very, very awkwardly. I just feel so uncomfortable, and I think he enjoyed that.
Oh,
Yeah.
yuck.
Please tell me he's not succeeding in what he's doing right now. Like, please tell me karma eventually bit him on the bum.
It definitely did. I actually heard recently that he was fired.
Good.
Oh, really? Is his name Louis Riables?
Yeah. Well, he got fired from his soccer job.
Oh, Jen, I'm sorry you went through that. That's horrible.
Oh, unbelievable stuff. All right, there's some horrible bosses out there.
Yeah.
That much we do know. And we do have a nice little pair of ASICS runners valued at $250 to give away. Who do you like?
Oh, let's go to Ayla, I think. Ayla, you've won a pair of $250 ASICs.
Oh, thanks. That's amazing.
Consider that your 10-year working anniversary present. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Thanks so much for the call.
That's good.
Now that's a joke.
That was a joke.
That's a joke. A joke. That's a terrible joke.
The best way to start your working week is with a bit of humour. It's Jodie and it's newsreader Abby. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Who run the world?
Morning.
We
Girls. Yeah.
All right, who wants to go first?
Well, mine's really short and sharp.
Short and punchy's good.
So do you...
Mine's quite long.
Okay. Well, then I'll go first.
Okay.
Are you ready for this?
All right,
Yeah.
here we go.
It makes me giggle. Right. You're going to have to think about it, Hayesy.
Okay, well, that's my specialty.
Yeah.
Thinking. Just kidding. It's definitely not.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
All right. R.I.P. Boiling water. You'll be missed.
Ah, I get it. Missed. That is a massive dad joke. That's a proper
Huge
dad joke.
And now I'm thinking if I should do my dad joke.
No, okay, because I've got a dad joke too. Let's build up to Abby's, I reckon. Can
Can we replay the delayed reaction from Zoe in the corner?
Yeah, it goes like this. It's Zoe's delayed reaction. There she goes.
Hey.
All right, I got one.
Yep.
So it's actually a bit of a sad day for me. So it's strange that I bring this to the joke off, but my obese parrot died today.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Sad news, but it's a huge weight off my shoulders. He's a big bird. He's hanging out on my right shoulder.
You made,
Yeah,
you made
now-
newsreader Abby
You've
cough.
got me
Just got
coughing.
Jodie on the other shoulder now.
Okay.
Just kidding. Just kidding. Wait. Ah, it was a joke. It's a joke off. You're fun. Bit of humour. Come on.
Okay,
Let's go.
that's a real
All right.
funny joke to tell in a room
Now,
of women.
stay with me,
Who run the
okay?
world?
Stay with me on this, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Okay. 4 men walk into a bar.
Yeah.
3 of them go and sit down. The other one goes to the bathroom. Now, the 3 who sit down start talking about how successful their daughters are. So the first one, my daughter's become an economist. She's so rich, she's just bought her boyfriend a private jet. Second one, my daughter has become a pilot and she's just bought her own airline and she's just gifted her boyfriend a round-the-world trip.
Wow.
Nice.
Third one,
She sounds like
my
she's not
daughter's
great.
become so successful, she's become a developer and she's just built her boyfriend a castle. Now, the 4th man walks back from the bathroom and he's the only one with a son. And he sits down and the men say, oh, how's your son going? What's he doing? And he says, oh, he's actually not working at the moment. And they go, oh, you must be really angry about that. Like, you must be really disappointed. He says, nah, he's just been gifted a private jet, a round-the-world trip, and a castle by his girlfriend.
That was good. That was good.
Good stuff.
I didn't know whether you get it or not, to be honest.
What?
Well, because it goes for a while, and you know what Hayesy's like? He seems to, like, you can't...
Drift in and out?
Yeah, you kind of drift in and out.
Oh, my God. If you don't get that joke, then you need to have a really good hard look at yourself in the mirror.
Even I got that joke. CTE and all. Yeah,
I'm
that's
actually
good stuff.
surprised I got through it, to be honest. I thought I'd cough, but anyway, here we are.
Oh,
Well done, Abs.
Thanks,
well
guys.
done.
Get
And it was a
involved.
lot cleaner than...
I
Yeah.
know. I actually said that to the boss today, and he went, "Oh, thank goodness for that."
Yes.
Yeah.
Our boss Josh is going to sleep like a baby
He will
tonight, isn't he?
tonight.
Won't he? Well done, Abs. We're proud of you.
The Weekend Sports Wrap with Tom Rehn. I love myself. I want you to love me.
I mean, how could you not? Look at him.
I play that song every morning to myself.
And Sarah's like, oh, God.
Not again.
Turn it down, Tom.
What a beautiful man. And is it true? There's a rumour going around that you two in the car park were making weird noises at each other on the way down. Is that right?
Yeah, it's the way that we communicate, especially nice and early in the morning.
It's our love call, isn't it?
Just give us
it's
a
like-
little sample of the love
You
call.
guys
Can you?
communicating, or is Rennie's brakes need a bit of touch up? And it echoes beautifully down the car park. too.
Yeah, there's good acoustics in the car park, aren't there?
Goodness, you two grow up.
Oh, Rennie, let's rip this Band-Aid off.
But not for the first time this year. The power has gone out at the Gabba. The Lions have earned a home prelim final, and the power have a date on Saturday night with the Giants.
I mean, the Lions went in as not heavy favourites, but definite favourites, but it really blew out.
Didn't it? In that third quarter, the dam wall broke, and it all went wrong in about the space of 5 or 10 minutes, Hayesy. They sub out Darcy Byrne-Jones, and then a minute later, Trent McKenzie goes down with an ankle injury, sub's gone, and then about 2 minutes after that, Dylan Williams does his hammy. So, I mean, it was just a terrible turn of events, and in the meantime, Brisbane get, I think, the final 5 goals of the quarter, and it's game over. So, shocking night, really, for Port Adelaide, and now they've got to pick up the pieces for a big game against the Giants.
And Charlie Cameron just continues to torment both South Australian sides.
He was. There was a minute there where he kicked 2 goals, and it was unbelievable. John Denver, I think we heard the whole song, because by the time they stopped playing it from the first goal, they started playing it again for his next one.
Yeah.
To be honest, I actually thought Ryan Burton did a really, really good job on Cameron with the amount of ball that was going inside that 50 to keep him to 2 goals. But Cameron just keeps working. They got so many weapons. They were bashed up in the midfield, which I think most of us thought Port would have an advantage in, but Brisbane dominated. Hugh McCluggage was outstanding. And Port now, Hayesy, as you know, no Dylan Williams, maybe no Trent McKenzie. They've got to find some replacements. They don't. Tom Jonas has done his calf. I don't know what they're going to do in terms of picking replacements.
I suppose if Trent McKenzie doesn't play, the positive is that GWS, I mean, you've got Jesse Hogan, obviously Leary goes to him.
Yes.
And then you've got a few others who potentially play tall, like a Riccardi type, but it's not like they're playing a team like Brisbane where you're like, wow, you've got Danaher, you've got Hipwood. I mean, early in the season it would have been Gunston, but like, this is outrageous, you need tall. So if ever there was a time where they could potentially, I mean, Miles Bergman can play tall, Ryan Burton can play tall, they've got reinforcements.
Yeah, and that's exactly right. And they're going to have to just find a way now, Hayesy. They do not want to go out in straight sets. I mean, that's why you get the double chance. You get that second opportunity. They play at home. And then after that, obviously, it's going to be Collingwood away, which is going to be extremely difficult. But they've got to get over this first hurdle, and that's the Giants, who are playing really good football.
A whole different proposition, though, at the Adelaide Oval, isn't it?
Big
With the home
time.
crowd, that atmosphere.
Yeah.
It's, it's the Brisbane equivalent of playing.
Exactly. Yeah. So they've got to, and they beat them 3 weeks ago by, 51 points. So, they've got confidence going in, and they've got to turn up now this week, Power fans. 50,000, get behind them, final home game of the year. It's a big opportunity to get to another prelim final.
Can I suggest something to the Port coaches and assistant coaches and the like?
Here we go.
There's this young...
Hey, get ready. Hey, Kenny, get your pen and paper out.
Get your pen ready. Bass, get your pen and paper ready. There's a young kid running around by the name of Toby Green. He's not bad.
He's okay.
Someone may need to go to him.
Yep.
I'm not sure.
Yep.
That's just my tip.
It might be a good idea to stop him.
See, and on that as well, who matches up on Toby Green?
Well, that's I would have thought maybe someone like a Burton, given the job he did last week on Cameron. But he's a difficult proposition.
See, it's like he's so good in the air. This is where Toby Green gets you, because he technically probably plays like a small forward, but he can lead up and he can jump on your head. So if it's Lockie Jones then he's going to play on Lockie Jones like he's a tall. So you need Burton to play as a tall, but then he's going to get you out the back. Toby Green, in summary, is a freak.
He's a freak, isn't he?
And you're on SEN this morning.
Yeah,
everybody.
I'll take your calls.
Probably the best player that can turn a game in 15 minutes, Toby Green. So he's such an X factor. But let's hope Paul can get it done.
Yeah. Hey, Rennie, you know what we're doing on Monday, don't you?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. A Monday morning joke off. And as per usual, we're led fearlessly by newsreader Abby. But what have you got?
Well, why didn't the Melons get married?
Oh, okay.
Why didn't the Melons get married, Tom?
Because they can't cantaloupe. I'll stop that up.
Yeah.
Because they cantaloupe.
There we go.
I did too. They can't come. Whoops.
I didn't even mind the false version.
I got there in the end.
You got there in the end. Rennie, appreciate you.
Pleasure.
Yeah.
Good work.
Love your work.
You can't cantaloupe out of the
I
studio.
can't. I will cantaloupe out of the studio.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me you built a time machine?
Hazy's on this Daysey.
Monday, happy Monday. Yes, straight and narrow. That's our theme this morning. Why not?
Yeah.
11th of September, let's go get it. Achieve all your dreams. Just have some fun with this thing. 1978, on this day, Dr. Chris Brown was born in Newcastle. Today is his 45th birthday.
You know how he was created? God took some stone and a chisel and just carved that man.
Yeah. Do you know how much time he spent on his jaw? Because that jaw, oh, wowee, carved out of stone for sure.
It was literally like the rest of his body was done in 3.5 minutes, but the jaw took 7 hours.
God bragged to all his mates after that. He said, look what I have created.
Look at this jaw.
2000 Powderfinger made #1 with Odyssey #5, their second album to debut at #1. That was a great album.
One of the greatest albums of all time. Powderfinger, oh, how we miss them making new music.
I think we just, for a moment, took for granted just how beautiful Bernard Fanning's voice was.
Well, I went and saw Bernard Fanning at Bird in Hand, and he did not play one Powderfinger song, and everyone was so disappointed.
Oh, yeah, okay. Is that sort of operation? No, I'm me. It's like if you go and see Angus Stone, he's like, no, I'm just playing my original stuff. I'm not doing anything that I did with my sister. And it's like, mate, no.
Yeah, disrespectful to your sister.
For goodness sake, play Big Jet Plane. 2005, Pride and Prejudice, the film adaptation of Jane Austen's novel of the same name, starring Keira Knightley as Elizabeth Bennet, is released.
Well, you know that time that God was carving Dr. Chris Brown's jaw?
Yeah, it was 1978.
At the same time, he was doing Keira Knightley's cheekbones.
Jeez, he was on that day.
Yeah, he spent 8 hours on her cheekbones.
Wow. A lot of God talk from us this morning.
He was like, I've done a jaw, now I'm doing cheekbones.
Yeah. What sort of mood was he in when he created Flow Rider?
Oh, just a fun mood.
I reckon he was drunk.
The biggest breaking story this town has ever seen. This is huge.
This is so juicy.
Jodies Juice.
A little bit of breaking news this morning. Luis Rubiales has finally resigned as the head of the Spanish Soccer Federation. Thank goodness for that. That was after he, of course, kissed Jenny Hermoso on the lips post-celebration after the World Cup. See ya. See you, Louis.
See you, Louis. That was a long time coming.
Juice.
The fallout continues from the Jimmy Fallon scandal. So Rolling Stone, of course, published a bombshell report citing 2 current Tonight Show staffers and former employees who claim Fallon allegedly belittled and bullied people on the set of his show. But then a few producers have now conversely come out and said, oi, that didn't happen. He never belittled people. He never snapped at anyone. And that he creates a family environment and that he used to send handwritten notes for birthdays, life milestones, and a job well done. So
wow.
Who do you believe in these situations?
Polarising stories. Well, quite often where there's smoke, there is fire. So we probably need to talk about this after 8 o'clock and just to getting a bit of a head start. If you've got some horrible boss stories,
oh, yeah,
get ready to get involved in 13-24-10.
You don't want to believe that Jimmy was any more than you wanted to believe Ellen was horrible also.
It just didn't make sense. But at the end of the day, in entertainment, everyone's an actor.
Yeah.
So the better actor you are.
Yeah. So true, mate. That's very philosophical of you. Juicy. Taylor Swift fans expressed their outrage over former Disney star Olivia Rodrigo's newest song. So Swiftie fans have speculated that her latest track on her new album called Guts. Is that right? Have I read that right?
Guts.
It's her album called Guts.
Wow.
Anyway, the single The Grudge appeared to reflect on a bad relationship or friendship that she once admired. So, yeah, have a listen to it and see what you think.
And I try to be tough, but I wanna scream. How could anybody do the things you did so easily? And I say I don't care, I say that I'm fine, but you know I can't let it go. I've tried for so long.
Lives for the heartbreak, does Olivia?
Yeah,
Doesn't
she loves it.
It's like the poet needs the pain. Olivia needs controversial stuff happening in her life to write good music.
Who is this great philosopher of our time that's joined the show this morning? What have you done with Andrew Hayes?
I'm always grabbing quotes from Bon Jovi songs. Juice.
Joe Jonas is addressing his messy split from Sophie Turner of Game of Thrones fame. He interrupted the Jonas Brothers' LA concert at Dodger Stadium on the weekend to say this.
It's been a crazy week. If you don't hear from these lips, don't believe me, okay? Thank you, everyone, for the love and support. So me and my family love you guys.
He said, if you don't hear it from these lips, don't believe it.
So hang on. So he's not getting divorced?
No, he's getting divorced.
Oh, right,
but
okay.
there's all this shade being thrown at his ex because everyone's like, oh, she partied too hard. And it's like, he is a rock star who goes on tour all the time. Let's not question who spent more time with the children.
Yeah, he's in a rock band, not a Christian rock band. No. Your stock standard rock band.
No, exactly right.
Juice.
Did you see post the Port game at the Gabba? I guess most people switched off pretty quickly and weren't really hanging around to hear the Brisbane Lions sing the club song. But Hugh McCluggage, one of their players from the Lions, went over to a woman in the crowd who was holding up a sign saying, "Marry me, Hugh."
Yeah.
And it was pretty cute. He gave her donuts.
so he didn't marry her.
No, he didn't marry her. But just some of the comments on Insta were pretty funny. It was stuff along the lines of, he said no because he's coming home to me, sweetheart.
Yeah, Hugh McCluggage seems pretty perfect. What about his game on the weekend? 26 disposals, including 9 clearances. He destroyed Port Adelaide.
Can I just say, I don't think that's why the woman in the crowd wanted to marry him, because he had 26 disposals?
She's like, no, his clearance work, I can see a future purely because of his work in the middle.
Yes, exactly right. That is my juice.
All right, there you go.
And that's Jodies Juice. Nova's 100 grand or 100 in the hand. Thanks to Liberty. Loans for free thinkers. Got a grand idea? Free think your way to a home, car or personal loan with Liberty today. Eligibility and conditions apply.
I mean, do yourself a favour. Stream Nova if you can't get into a radio, because that's how you're going to hear another Beyonce song for Nova's 100 grand or 100 in the hand. But in breakfast shows the rest of the week.
This is so exciting.
We've just tweaked the title ever so slightly. Yeah.
To 100 grand or 1,000 in the hand.
Wowee. Because the majority of the decisions are going straight to going into the draw for $100,000, which, I mean, life-changing amount of money.
And also understandable, because it's about a 1 in 400 chance at the moment of winning that 100 grand this Friday with Ricky Lee, Tim and Joel.
Yeah.
However, we thought, let's just make this a little bit more interesting, shall we?
Let's raise the stakes.
Let's offer $1,000, or you can go into the draw for 100,000. Let's go to Kelly from Marlene. Good morning, Kel.
Morning, how are you?
Very well, thanks. How are you?
Really well.
Great.
You're very composed, Kelly.
Oh, it's a big decision, but I'm going short term.
Short term, okay, yep. So $1,000 to $100,000. First of all, what does $1,000 do for you?
That's the house payment.
Yeah.
As in your mortgage payments or your utilities?
Yeah, mortgage payment.
Right. Okay.
That's huge.
Okay, so Kel, we're going to make this official. Are you going into the draw for $100,000 or are you taking $1,000 this morning?
I'm taking $1,000.
Yes. Nice. $1,000 all yours, Kelly. Congratulations.
Awesome. Thank you so much. That's amazing.
Does that take the pressure off a bit, Kel?
Oh, huge.
Right.
It's amazing.
Okay, that's awesome. So we've just taken care of Kel's mortgage for the month.
$1,000.
Yeah.
A good way to start your Monday.
It's not bad, is it? We're going to be doing that all week in breakfast. How good?
Yeah, we can officially rename it as well. 100 grand or 1,000 in the hand and breakfast.
Nice.
Yeah, good stuff.